Fail hard! Starring Captain Underpants and Dingman! But this time, he's in a costume! Trust us! That's Dingman! He's in a costume! Laser clown!
Sponsored by MACROSS Shooting Insight. See us at MomoCon 2025. Anytime a streaming service removes an exclusive show, there's often no legal way to watch it. No DVD or TV reruns, your only solution is piracy until we can track down the executive's loved ones. But for tonight's topic, pirating and coercion will be way more difficult thanks to Netflix interactive specials. These were mostly choose-your-own-adventure stories with branching paths and alternate endings.
Should I follow the knight into the dungeon or should I go back the way I came? Yeah, I'll follow the knight. Page 37, yeah.
With interactive menus, scoreboards, recording progress, and sometimes a whole hub map, you can't just rip an MP4 file for the same experience. Future generations may never get to play 13 Reasons Why, the Be Your Own Bully interactive special. Over 24 specials were made, yet by December 2024, Netflix has removed all but 6. Why, and were any of them any good? Let's find out. It's Juice and Jam time. Alright, pop quiz. What's better, Tex Avery or sex slavery? There's no wrong answers. From the creators of Black Mirror with a director for Tuca and Birdie, it's Cat Burglar, a heist cartoon really aping that Tex Avery style. It's a lightning round trivia game where you gotta get the right choices and fast. Should you fail, you're only given 3 lives. It's like Dragon's Lair because the fun comes in seeing this cat getting destroyed. Reminds me, years ago, Netflix announced a Ryan Reynolds live-action Dragon's Lair movie, which never happened. They probably wanted that to be interactive too. Anyway, Cat Burglar had me laughing my ass off. In order to create branching paths, it's dependent on failure. Like the cat at the beginning is trying to get over a wall. If you fail this trivia round, he'll also fail at his jump. Just like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon, he'll try a new scheme to get past the fence. This brings another trivia round that will branch off into a different set of events, all to steal a painting. A playthrough lasts like 12 minutes, but there's 90 minutes of footage and multiple pieces of art to heist. The music score by Christopher Willis is spot on, perfectly emulating Scott Bradley's classic cartoon work you've heard but never knew the name of, while the visuals are like 95% there, feeling like an MGM cartoon. Though some poses to me feel a bit restrained. And the trivia questions are weird, like, what's found in Dickinson, London? Pickpockets? Child labor? Yeah, that's the correct answer, child labor. One oddity is the age rating is for 14 and up. I don't get it, Tom and Jerry still airs on Cartoon Network, though Burglar has scenes like this. Yeah, a slight bit of cartoon gore. The age rating could also be due to the artistic nudity in these paintings maybe, or an ending that takes place in hell. This features the devil who resembles Tex Avery. It's what he would have wanted. And what I want is more 2D experiments like this, or Klaus and Green Eggs and Ham. Those were all made in a more experimental time for the company, so I wonder if modern Netflix would even make these now. Please.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Remember, folks, look for Cat Burglar exclusively on the Netflix. Thanks for watching, and we'll stream you next time.
But first, this video is sponsored by MACROSS Shooting Insight. Based on the anime franchise, this is a shooter with vertical, horizontal, and twin-stick arena shooting segments. You got multiple Valkyrie mechs to pilot, each with their own weapon type and story mode. What I love is the secondary weapon, this aiming cone. The longer you lock into an enemy, the more missiles will be launched at them. Sure, it's faster to use your default shots, but using this cone will multiply your default firing rate, while crystals increase your shot damage. But you gotta keep up with these combos to remain powered up. You'll be overpowered, while limited health and sparse checkpoints will keep you challenged. If you don't like that, there's plenty of options to make the game easier or harder. And during boss battles, these 80s power ballads pop in, like they'll blare classic songs from the franchise's history among many references to it. MACROSS Shooting Insight is available on all these systems. Use my link below to buy the game physically or digitally. MACROSS Shooting Insight.
My adventure is up to you. It's a bold choice.
Don't forget to flush, here comes the pee-pee man. Bear Grylls is a guy who films himself going out into the wilderness trying to survive by eating grubs and feces. For some reason, that type of behavior is rewarded as Netflix gave him a whole series of interactive specials, You vs. Wild. This time the choices of survival is up to you though, you gotta be quick. The challenge here is to deliver medicine to a village suffering from a disease. Sorry guys, we'll get your medicine later. We need to film alternate takes on all of Bear Grylls' impulsive thoughts.
That's a whopper. So what's it gonna be? Eat it or leave it?
Yeah, Grills, sorry you ate worms and risked your life, but can you at least make it more exciting or not an hour long? I know someone's into these types of shows platonically, but it's just him wandering around the environment. At least give me some Dragon's Lair style death scenes.
The plane's going down! I just managed to get up! I'm going into the trees! Whoa!
Oh golly, an update. Netflix was gonna keep his specials online, but for some reason they decided to remove the interactive elements, making it a normal episode. What's the frickin' point, Meat Man?
So you can go pee-pee in a cup? Not happening.
Interesting, interesting. Why don't you put that one in the maybe pile?
Oh, what if we actually consult the maybe pile for ideas?
Wait a minute. What if we get ideas from the maybe pile?
Ah, yes, the maybe pile.
One of the funniest Netflix originals that hardly anyone watched was Buddy Thunderstruck. Think Talladega Nights or Dukes of Hazzards with the wackiness of the Lego movie. Just two hicks who love to drive. Buddy Thunderstruck and the Maybe Pile has you deciding which of their list of stunts they'll commit to, such as drinking some toxic waste.
The bad news is your stupid idea took 20 years off your lives.
And the good news?
My medical services are very expensive.
Stop motion is really hard to do, so maybe that's why this map I found in the game is more linear. Honestly, kind of prefer it this way for completionist's sake. It's a quick adventure that's as fast as your ass on grass.
And Buddy has won in what is most likely an illegal manner.
Trivia Land has fallen victim to the evil Rocky. He's captured my friends on his quest for all the knowledge in the world, and they're hidden in his secret underground lair.
Well, here's one of many trivia games, Trivia Quest. It's aimed at kids, so it's not too hard, but wait. Based on trivia crack? Okay, I looked it up. It's a mobile game, and no, it's not a drug reference. But let's snort this crack and seal it shut. This looks fine, though I hate how the text starts at the bottom and then moves up. Like, my eyes are focused on reading these timed questions, but they scoot up and it's just annoying.
Test your IQ with Who's Who.
So some of these challenges are odd, like they're asking what movie had cat anuses removed from them. That happened to the 2019 Cats musical film. Apparently the way the costumes folded almost looked like assholes or other parts, so they had to CG them out. Anyway, was not expecting the word anus in a kid's game. Oh, look at this one, asking about the rap group NWA. Mommy, what does NWA stand for?
I can try to rescue Zack and Ivy right now, but I'd be risking their safety. Or I can agree to steal for Vile until I can figure out a way to get my crew back.
Some people ask, where on earth is Carmen Sandiego, while several women ask me, where on earth are their alimony checks? We just can't always get what we want, can we? Whether it's the Netflix revival or the original series, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego is some educational game franchise about a thief traveling the world stealing relics. Well, she's now got both a Netflix reboot and an interactive special, Steal or Not to Steal. Here, her crew of thieves get kidnapped by a legion of villains, so she's gonna rob what they tell her to rob. If not, they will mind wipe her crew's memories, making them dumb and turn them into slaves. Golly, if only that were me.
Oh, come on, no. Oh, no. Carmen lost the dinosaur bone, but you can't allow Zack and Ivy to lose their minds.
Anyway, this was a fun use of the format. You have frequent choices in a stylish, fast-paced heist story that I'm amazed at how good it looks. Carmen here will travel from China to Morocco, meeting a bunch of very well-designed female characters. One of the choices will have her going to a ballroom and dancing to, I assume, impress one of those girls? Don't think about it.
You can't catch me, gay thoughts.
If anybody looks like this, hit me up on MySpace. It was no surprise to me that the art director was Kevin Dart. You know, he designed that one Powerpuff Girls Dance Pants special and many backgrounds for Symbiotic Titan and Steven Universe. If you ever wanted a show to look like the credits to Steven U, then Carmen Sandiego is here. And once you complete the game, you'll unlock a bonus music video.
Where they never often saw her steal the beacon from the jungle. Tell me, where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
We'll be back with more Netflix after this.
This is the most advanced time travel vehicle in its class. The Chronoskipper runs entirely on brainpower. Care to take your mind for a spin? Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? Weekdays on this station.
Human extremes.
Human drama.
Are you human?
I have some pretty big decisions ahead of me. Move to New York and pursue a music career with Brooklyn, or stay in Malibu with my family and for other reasons.
Alright, Barbie's got a epic road trip, so grab your masculinity stim packs, we're going down the pink aisle. Oh yeah, HRT is the way to be. Yeah, this one I was just like, whatever, it's, you know, it's for 5-year-olds and it's boring, but at the end of the road trip, Barbie's gotta sing at some talent show to hopefully become a famous singer. Along the way, they gotta find homes for a bunch of adoptable dogs. I didn't care for this, though one choice took me into Roswell, New Mexico. I got Barbie and her friend-zone victim Ken abducted by aliens, which time warps them back to the beginning of the game. Like, they're aware they're repeating the same events again. So if I got transported back, what happened to the Ken and Barbie of that timeline? Did they vanish from existence? Are they dead? Did their consciousness fuse with the new ones? Don't think too much on it. Making it across the US, I reached the talent show at a country fair, but I was given a choice. Sing a short song just so there's time to use the Ferris wheel with Ken, or sing a full song to impress the judges. Well, I prioritized my career over love, so I focus on the latter, getting that record contract. She sings, wins, and moves to Europe, far and away from Ken. Was it worth it? Was this all you wanted, Barbie?
We're moving to London!
London? Wow.
No way! I know! This is even better than the Jacinda audition! I gotta tell Rafa the good news!
Such an oddly melancholy ending, and Ken never scored. No. No, it can't be this way. I gotta go back. Back to the past to pity the shitty interactive games that suck ass. So this time I pick a short song. That way I have more time with Ken at the Ferris wheel before it closes.
I know a song and it's really short.
Not a race, guys.
And now Ken and Barbie get together. Maybe she can get that record deal someday, though.
So, the moral of the story is, forget boys. Get paid!
Now here's one for the big boys, Triviaverse. It's more rapid-fire trivia, that's all. Hardly any flair to it. I feel they could have had categories to choose from instead of everything together. You can take turns with someone, so I could see this being fun with a guest. Like, hey, I can't afford a second PS5 controller, you want to play this instead?
But none compared to the Urn's powers.
Here's Netflix's first collab with the WWE. Escape the Undertaker challenges you to take his urn that gives him his powers. It's hidden in this spooky mansion, so you guide a wrestling group to extract it. It's the New Day. I don't know anything about wrestling, I just know these guys are the ones with the cereal box.
It's your boys, the New Day!
Truthfully, I do watch wrestling sometimes for the acrobatics and often watch videos on wrestling lore. It's like real-life fighting games with wild personalities, something I want to watch more of. Anywho, this special seems like it'd be fun, like these guys vibe with each other real well, but it's not goofy enough. They mostly waddle around, pointing out kinda weird stuff. It has some funny moments, like the Undertaker showing up with the most miserable sandwich I've ever seen. That's a divorced man's sandwich. That's a I forgot to defrost the chicken last night kind of sandwich. This special feels like it should have had more crazy death traps or more hammy scenarios, but at least at the beginning you have the option to chicken out of the entire game. Damn, look at that. Produced by, directed by, written by Undertaker. This truly is indie filmmaking.
You didn't think you would escape that easily.
Oh man, you still gotta play this crap. You may be able to escape the Undertaker, but can you escape a WWE contract?
I'm Andy from Headspace. Whether you're looking to start your day feeling less stressed, or you'd like to sleep more soundly at night, anytime is a good time to be kind to your mind.
Okay, this one's barely interactive. Headspace, Unwind Your Mind is more like asking, hey, how you feeling? Feeling stressed? Feeling sleepy? Let me play you something for you. Depending on mood, it'll play an ambient video.
So what would you like to do? Meditate to feel less stressed?
Bro, the sun is going to expand and consume the earth in several million years and you want me to relax?
A pretty typical Tuesday for a bunch of post-apocalyptic action heroes. You know, like us.
In a zombie mutant apocalypse, these truly are the last kids on Earth, a Netflix series based on some kids' books. And happy apocalypse to you, these scavengers realize the girl's birthday's coming up and have to gather party supplies, so you choose the safest strategy to do so. You could fight a bunch of zombies surrounding those supplies, or you could just go watch a movie at the theater. Yeah, you could have them attack a big mutant, or just argue with each other. And you could have them argue again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
So what do you think? Guys? Guys? Guys!
Actually, we really need those party supplies, but they're all over town, though by separating, they each could get them faster.
Isn't splitting up what dooms everyone in horror movies?
Yeah, what's your point?
Yes! Going out alone seems like a safe and sensible plan. Yep.
Oh, this guy's so fucking fake.
There's a lot of great bad endings and alternate routes, though with the choose your own adventure concept, it can kind of be flawed since the player might pick something the character itself would never do. Many of these Netflix specials were good at avoiding that feel, though here, not so much. At least it results in my favorite ending where only the birthday girl gets zombified.
We've lost her.
We'll make this better somehow, Jack. I promise.
More punch, dude! Oh, June, you are such a party animal.
The end!
Yep, This is their life now. I played the game for about 45 minutes, though I got locked into a scenario that required having a helium tank. So I assume I had to go a bunch of choices back to progress. Like, I think I gotta specify to get the balloons first. I'm too lazy. We'll pretend this is the final episode.
The end! You may call me the storyteller. Did you say I'm trapped in a book? Yes, and in this book I control everything. Almost.
No, this ain't based on the movie or the other movie, it's based on the TV show. Released in 2017 during the Netflix series, it's Puss in Boots Trapped in Le Epic Tale. Here, Puss and his horrible Antonio Banderas sound-alike got secret ringed into these pages and has to find a way out. Pick your poison as you choose what challenges he'll face. Like enemies from previous episodes, which means they can recycle assets.
Apparently, he's too lazy to come up with new characters. It's not laziness, it's recycling.
And speaking of recycling, should you make the wrong choice, the game will scoot you back into the right choices regardless. The illusion of free will was probably broken at this point for many a child. Revolution Day is coming, motherfucker.
If you want Calculon to race to the laser gun battle in his hover Ferrari, press 1. If you want Calculon to double-check his paperwork, press 2. Enter now. You have pressed 2.
No, I didn't.
I'm almost positive you did.
The 2D illustrations are wonderful, but the 3D reminds you that no, these were not assets made for theaters. Such a huge downgrade. While most of Netflix interactive specials were removed in 2024, this show vanished a year prior. The DreamWorks license dried up, so the entire Puss in Boots TV series is gone. Though I found a playthrough of this interactable on Dailymotion, the best place for piracy. Judging by the gameplay, it's just so linear. Mid.
That's nice. You know, Madeline stopped by today.
Is her hip better?
Why are you so interested in Madeline?
We'll be back with more Netflix after this. Based on a Netflix cartoon, based on a reboot, based on a movie from the 90s, based on a book, based on Michael Crichton's possible bad experience at Disneyland, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous is, I guess, about the kids going to camp on Isle Nublar. Surely nothing bad will happen at Jurassic Park this time. I don't think the parents really trusted this place for summer camp, but Jonestown was full. Though I hear a bunch of new spots opened up.
Oh yeah!
So for this special, these kids are being hunted by dinos, and you choose what's best to avoid them. This is a show aimed at kids, so they can't really have that much violence.
That didn't go so well, did it?
Oh, okay. Rather than branching paths, the choices will mostly lead to a skyrocket in child mortality rates. Fascinating. I've only seen a few clips of this show, but I recall they will have humans being eaten alive. The fan wikia even has a kill count. Most are for animals, but several are human deaths. Wild. Though there aren't too many ways to branch off from your paths. Get the right choice or die. Only like one choice leads to a separate route. Enjoyable, but limited. Much of it's just guessing.
My student loans and my car paid off. So, yeah, what's my problem?
You feel there's something missing?
I feel there's... She's good.
And here comes the most boring one I had to sit through. Choose Love is an interactive romantic comedy movie. Yeah, movie. A playthrough lasts like 90 minutes, and my god was it miserable. It stars Allie from Austin and Ally, who's got to decide between 3 guys. She's like a business person and sings. It's like an anime visual novel for women who aren't freaks. It's like an anime visual novel for women who bullied girls in high school for reading Hostess Club or Fruit Buckets or some shit. I purposely did my best to make the worst choices to ruin her life. It barely worked. She ended up banging some pop star goals. At worst, I encouraged 2 kids to fight. Good.
Wait, so something from somewhere else controls what I do?
It's just a glitch.
Got a flaming head of hair and likes to live fast.
Hey, remember when Johnny Test was the it show to hate on around early 2010s? I don't remember why, but this is the Netflix reboot with a nicer art style. Look, colored outlines and no whip crack sound effects. Still, the background music is just obnoxious. It's like the score is wired to the motion sensors.
And tell your brother if he's late for dinner again, he'll be in a world of pain.
More pain than eating a meatloaf?
Which is why you're testing our alternate reality meatloaf theory. Now, in our reality exists Dad's horrible meatloaf.
So in this special, Ultimate Meatloaf Quest, Johnny wants his meatloaf. His plan? To go into a bunch of interdimensional portals. It's barely amusing while certain choices contradict each other. Like one ending has him making it to dinner, and they encourage you to go into the gold portal to see what would happen if you did. But it plays the scene where he's late for the dinner he just had and ends up in the gold portal. Like, it ruins the illusion while that portal takes him to the worst place on Earth. Vancouver.
So, you guys have been here the whole time snacking?
Unbreakable, they alive, damn it, it's a miracle.
No man is unbreakable. Thankfully, Kimmy Schmidt is a chick. Co-created by Amy Poehler and a producer for 30 Rock and Friends, the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is the typical sitcom of a woman rescued from a doomsday cult. Now free, she starts her life over along with her talking backpack and is going to marry Elijah Wood. That's Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe. Sitcoms are more disposable to me, like I wouldn't watch this at home. It's more like I'll watch it on an airplane aesthetic. I say that, but often this comedy will throw some deranged curveballs.
Bring the van now, Tatiana.
Oh, no, Christian, it's Kimmy.
Oh, hey, Kimmy. I'm at work right now and I'm kind of in the middle of something, but I'll see you at the wedding, girl, okay? Love you.
Like, is this normal from the show? The only episode I watched was the interactive special, Kimmy vs. Reverend, where she has to finally confront the cult leader who trapped her, and then a whole bunch of other stuff happens.
That tickles! That hurts!
What is this show about? Should you make some bad choices, the game will scold you, claiming the real Kimmy Schmidt would never do what you just chose, like abandoning a baby. Too bad.
Whoa, hey, that just got dark. Like that show, Spooky Mirror. Listen, that's not the Kimmy we know, right? Kimmy is a good person, and you're not making good choices for her.
Great use of Netflix's gimmick. Maybe I will watch this series, but only on an airplane.
It's a miracle.
Mystery! Come on, we have to stop them.
Hey, are you a fan of Spirit, the 2D DreamWorks horse movie? Fantastic film about a wild horse escaping being domesticated by humans. Well, DreamWorks brought it back as a little girl show where he lives in a stable and we instead focus on the girls doing girly things. So is this like the dark ending? He lost? It's like if a Finding Nemo series took place in the dentist aquarium and everyone was having a fun time while the animal abusive girl is the protagonist. Spirit, Ride Along Adventure is a special where one of his horse friends gets kidnapped by rustlers and these girls gotta get them back. Well, one option is going to the sheriff, but nah, where's the fun in that? These girls can handle it.
Oh, Lucky! Knock the hive into the house! Ah!
Even if you do go to the sheriff, he's like gone or busy. Where is he? Who's protecting this town? Oh wells, there's multiple bad endings, so you really gotta use your noodle, even if it means working with Leela.
But a deal's a deal. No perfume, no watch, no info.
You'll also meet kids who are forced to be criminals for their adopted parents. Like, they want freedom, but yeah, that's their problem. Forget about them. We gotta save the horses. Unfortunately, I do not have the intelligence of an 8-year-old girl, so it's strangely difficult to get the right paths. Oftentimes, the rustlers will get away as the girls start crying. Like the other Netflix games aimed at kids had more fun endings or easier ways to win. Here, you make one wrong choice, it's over. You get to make the children cry. Are you satisfied with yourself?
Where'd you get those bandanas?
This game just went into overtime.
Minecraft Story Mode. Honestly, people, I'm just not feeling it.
Stretch Armstrong, so fantastic, super elastic. Stretch Armstrong.
Now, I've only seen a few episodes of the Netflix Stretch Armstrong cartoon based on the toys. It's an alright action show, but you'd expect more when you have a director for Spectacular Spider-Man on board. Stretch Armstrong, The Breakout takes place after season 1, where, yeah, you clearly needed to watch that first. But you can get the gist. After some event, the city no longer trusts these heroes, and they gotta stop a prison breakout with their past enemies. Enemies like this goth and pastel Lolita that are halfway close to being cool designs, but are just not cool enough. Very reflective of the show's quality. In another life, I could have been saying so many horrendous things about these women, but that's not the reality we live in. I'd show her my stretch arm schlong.
Let's go do some crimes!
This episode is one big action set piece, so God help those board artists. There's some really creative powers, and one path I chose was far more tragic than I expected it to be. Anyone gonna watch this? Can I spoil it? So yeah, there's a human that tragically became a rock monster. One choice had me dousing that guy in toxic waste, which melted him into a puddle. Damn. He never lived long enough to see the Taylor Lautner Stretch Armstrong movie. I remind you that this special got removed while the show remains intact. This takes place in between seasons 1 and 2, and there's a lot that happened here. Removing this is really gonna affect the continuity, but maybe season 2 was written with that in mind. I don't know, I don't think the 8-year-olds who watch this far into the series will notice.
I'm so over this.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Let's take a stab at this. Suck on this, Choopy, and it'll take you inside the simulation world.
Move over, folks. Me, the resident Boss Baby Defender, is here to educate you. Boss Baby, Get That Baby is just like the movie and Netflix show. Just pure stupidity that exists in its own universe.
Yeah, he's pinned down, honey!
Football Mike, sack attack!
Here you are signing up to work at Baby Corp, a place that ships babies out to mothers like the stork. So to see what you're capable of, you are put into a simulation showing how you would react. Depending on choice, you will land with one of 16 job titles. Does your JRPG have 16 endings or people seeking revenge on a baby? Maybe Earthbound. Apparently, the villains of the special are from previous episodes and are really mad a baby outsmarted their evil plan. They really hated that baby.
Hated a baby?
Though, of course, to stop the bad guys, the best strategy is calling the cops.
Freeze, you sickos! Thank you, man, baby. You're my hero.
Good special. This is the kind of stuff you would expect from the show. Things that make no sense, like a baby competition to race babies with no supervision.
Daddy's going to annihilate you in this contest.
No more. That's why I'm going to destroy it. No treehouse, no comics.
No! Did someone say, what's Melvin up to?
No!
Behold.
We said no.
True. The Rejuvegator 2000.
Why is it part alligator?
You work with what you have.
Back when a fat-ass man in his underwear hanging around kids was more socially acceptable, it's Captain Underpants. I used to laugh my ass off at the books as a kid and enjoyed the DreamWorks movie too. As with any DreamWorks property, here's a TV show and Netflix special, Le Epic Choice-O-Rama. It's more antics by Harold and George, two kids who love causing problems and drawing comics. The chemistry between them is so frenetic, always amping up the other's ideas.
There's gotta be a way out of here. Or there isn't, and we live in a pit from now on. That's the spirit, buddy.
How they keep talking over each other feels so chaotic yet authentic. Too bad the school principal and the nerd kid are fed up with their BS. Due to some legal junk, those haters plan to buy the property under the boys' treehouse, all for the price of $1 million.
Okay, then $1 million.
So the boys gotta raise $1,001,001. All that for one property. Has the housing bubble bursted yet? I got a lot of posters I want to put up.
What? The electric spoon that's gonna make me rich and change everything, especially soup.
That's the worst idea ever.
You're not our target demographic.
The special was constantly making me laugh and occasionally throwing in some mixed media in there. I like the fast pace, but it was too fast sometimes where I just wanted some room to breathe, and they resort to the overdone letters on screen gag. Now, one idea to raise $1,001,001 is to brainstorm multiple TV show ideas, but which one should the boys make?
Gizmos, gadgets, and gigas with Gooch in the garage.
You named the kid Gooch? Somehow, this streaming service leads to the nerd kid forming a giant robot, and our duo finally hypnotizes their principal again. And that's when Captain Underpants finally shows up to save the day. That is, if you make the right choices. You could go back and change stuff, or you could take their homemade time machine to put you in any random part of the story. Nothing is ever straightforward here. I highly recommend Choice-O-Rama if it was still playable, though I'll likely check out the show after this. There's so many great scenes to take out of context.
Love has saved the down, my man.
The end? Wait, what? That's it?
So boring. Yeah.
Ugh, this isn't a love story.
Do-over? We want a do-over.
Seriously, do-over.
It wouldn't matter, because there are other timelines, Stefan. How many times have you watched Pac-Man die? Doesn't bother him. He just tries again. One of us is jumping. So who's it gonna be?
The interactive special that really made the biggest impact on Netflix. Hey girl, show me your Bandersnatch, but only if you're comfortable with that. Here's a 2018 special for Black Mirror, the horror sci-fi anthology show. If you're a fan of those 80s video game consoles before the NES, your Commodore 64, or ZX Spectrum, then Bandersnatch will really appeal to you.
Bandersnatch. No, it's a choose-your-own-adventure book. Oh.
Taking place in the UK during the 80s, a programmer codes his fantasy game with multiple choices. Meanwhile, there's rumors of a storyteller who went crazy while doing drugs. Will you commit to the game or take your prescribed medicines? Of course, as a Black Mirror episode, the concept becomes very meta. My issue with choice-based games in general is that some paths would contradict a character's past motives. Well, that's worked into this deconstruction of that concept as it all spirals out of control. A playthrough takes like 90 minutes, but there's 5 hours of footage made. Look at this flowchart from IGN. Producer Annabelle Jones mentioned had they known how difficult this was to make, they would have never done it. This one special had the effort of about 4 Black Mirror episodes. The 5th season had to be delayed because of this. Well, shit. If you do things thinking it'll be easy only for it to be difficult, you might as well do difficult stuff from the start.
The next game under our Christmas spotlight is Bandersnatch, in which the player navigates a shifting timeline of parallel realities based on the book of the same name by Jerome F. Davis. That's how Bandersnatch works. But did it snatch your respect?
Writing so many choices turned every edit into a Jenga tower of rewrites. As one of Netflix's first attempts at an interactive story, there was just so much more they wanted to do. Endings that only happened after you played the game once, Xbox Live style achievements, having to memorize numbers along the way to pick the right phone numbers later down the line. The crew joked that there were so many choices, some of which unused, that they could put in copywritten Beatles music and no one would have known it was there. Oh, and early on, you could pick what cereal you wanted to eat. Well, later on, there was a murder scene that originally wanted a shot where blood splattered on your choice of cereal. For reasons unknown, the company behind those meals didn't want murder scenes with their products. Maybe they should have chosen Kaboom cereal.
Very funny, bitch. Very funny!
I remember playing Bandersnatch when I had friends over. We got deep into the endings where we were allowed to see the alternate paths, though there were so many that we eventually got bored and turned it off. We never looked back, which is the double-edged sword to these games. Trying to see every choice is something most players are never gonna take the time to see, but it does create a new experience for people. It's fun explaining what you saw to others who went down a totally different route. Really bums me out that Netflix gave up on this medium. It's a fun experiment, but to an executive, they just see how difficult this is to do, that it's just not worth the effort, financially speaking. Again, 4 times the effort than a regular episode, plus delaying the next season. Low chance they'd ever do this again. Although it was the first time doing this, and they were figuring stuff out, so next time they got more experience. You never know.
So why not commit murder? Maybe that's what destiny wants. You're just a puppet. You're not in control.
It's gonna be amazing. And there's gonna be monsters to fight. And Wari is the trailer that I'm friends with. And Orc's gonna be the best warrior fashion designer. And I'm gonna defeat all the monsters and become champion! Champion, champion, champion.
Battle Kitty was both one of the best specials, yet barely used its interactive abilities. Taking place on an island full of video game challenges, a cat and orc are hoping to be the champions. You help them by selecting a level on this Mario-style world map. Every level leads to an episode or short, so it's more of a glorified DVD menu. A very nice DVD menu, yet there are no choices to be made within the episodes.
Kitty. Kitty, let me just... Kitty!
Now, you have to watch these in order, as navigating to a previous segment can be locked away, and to unlock the after credits, you gotta watch everything. As for the show itself, Kitty and Orc are two outcasts constantly struggling to beat the game. With this sort of Nintendo Wii Sports movement, it could be mistaken for a video game cutscene. It's not just the jingle keys of gamer terminology, some games have their own jank style of movement that it becomes its own style of physical comedy.
Okay, so to open the door, we need to find the first monster key.
Maybe we could just, yeah. Yes, the first monster key.
As for humor, it is derivative of a lot of goofy 2010s cartoons. Starts silly, while the season finale hooks me in with a massive boss battle and twist reveal. That's on top of a credit stinger that leads to nowhere. Netflix, this is barely interactive, just release it as normal episodes.
That's why I love you, Kitty, because you're just as strong as me.
I'm stronger!
Kitty and Orc, coming soon to a television network near you.
So, before Battle Kitty was a series in 2022, it was a bunch of doodles on Instagram about 6 years prior. The voices sound the same since creator Matt Lazella voices them and wrote every episode of the series. That sounds common, but a ton of cartoons do not have their creator write on every episode in the first season. Not Adventure Time, Regular Show, SpongeBob, Rocko's Modern Life. It's a lot of collab work.
Merchant, play my theme.
Loaded with influence from Zelda 64, Adventure Time, and the Wii, Battle Kitty is funny and at times dramatic. I'll eat up any empathetic villain. Their voice work really sold the struggle they were going through. Good show, but it's too bad some moms on Reddit did not like the series.
There's a new show on Netflix called Battle Kitty. The rating is TVY7, and the amount of butt stuff and references are so disturbing to me. One character smacks ass with her ponytail, two other characters bend over and booty bump all over and made some armor for a battle, flaunted the tattoo on the butt-slapping ponytail girl literally twerks, butt-sniffing, pants falling down, like there's so much. I'm completely uncomfortable.
And I know it's my destiny to become the greatest warrior and defeat.
We'll be back with more Netflix after this.
I don't have anything to do now that all the humans are gone.
The humans are gone?
Oh no, but our human is a human. She can't really be gone, can she, Puss? She's our family.
Just by looking at this gumball-like art style, you would not expect We Lost Our Human to be one of the most ambitious interactive specials. Starring a lazy cat and overly excited dog, they wake up to find humanity has vanished, including their owner. Maybe she was going out to piss. So the two split up to find her. While the humor I wasn't really into, the special won me over the deeper it got. This was just a simple quest, and with my choices I ended up turning the lazy cat into a supervillain, and somehow the dog got a robot suit and they're at the center of the universe with a cybernetic black hole, and I found out humanity has been erased from existence. My corruption ended with the cat falling into the black hole, which changed everything back to normal, except the cat. All memories of him ever existing are gone. Now he's just a pigeon. How did it end up like this? It was only a piss. It was only a piss.
Evil choices made? Many. Friends made? 0.
Also, he's voiced by Ben Schwartz, so all I hear is Movie Sonic.
Clownfish, sea ponies, oh, and piranhas. Human would never let me eat something that could eat me. Dead fish. I need dead fish.
There is 5 hours of footage, so there are so many layers and pathways in this film. It's beyond excessive. What percent of players even saw everything? 1%? There are other endings I got to that even though I wasn't enjoying the comedy, the cat and dog's relationship is so earnest that it felt really bad for the paths it led me to. There are like 3 cameos by other obscure Netflix shows in here, but the one I'll spoil is for Pinky Malinky, some hot dog show that was meant for Nickelodeon but ended up on Netflix. I don't know what this is. Here, Pinky helps the dog by inflating himself as a balloon for air travel, though he ends up smushed and has one final request.
Eat me! What? I can't eat you! Tradition says a meatball must be eaten by a friend for their soul to move on.
Finally, an ethical example of cannibalism. During interviews, the animators have said this was even bigger than Bandersnatch. I believe that since you have to lose once to get the good ending. They also say if you can map out the whole game, they'll draw you an original piece. Good luck with that.
Babs? JJ? Is that you?
I'll never forget you, Plonky.
And that's all of them. So, why are these being removed? Well, typically when a streaming service removes stuff, there's a few reasons, like here. But for these interactives, they constantly need upkeep. Like, are these buttons and scoreboards gonna work on newer versions of phones, PCs, game consoles, Roku, smart TVs? Some products like Apple TV weren't even compatible with interactables. Something about programming infrastructure, I don't know, coding is complicated, and Netflix does not want to keep maintaining a bunch of specials most people watched only once. So away they went. Though if you look around hard enough, you may find a sort of Netflix interactive archive creating an emulator to make these playable again. Wink wink. What a load of barnacles. Netflix wanted to get into the gaming genre. They opened up a big studio, not finished a single game, and closed it down after 2 years. Instead, they're now focusing on AI gaming. Golly. Hey, should I choose the cyanide pill or the new snot?
I don't have to pick one because you can have both.
Don't you want a rematch?
There's a better way to rent movies. As many as you want for just $20 a month, and no late fees. Go to Netflix.com, make a list of the movies you want to see, and in about 1 business day, you'll get 3 DVDs. Keep them as long as you want, without late fees. Then when you're done, look, prepaid envelopes. Return one, and they'll send you another movie from your list. It's easy.
Netflix. All the movies you want, $20 a month, and no late fees.
Because every gamer is a true gamer.